In this video, we are going to go through some of the guidelines we should be using when we are writing code. Following these guidelines will make your code more readable, reusable, and easy to refactor. Remember, these guidelines are not rules, so it's a choice to follow them or not. But I would highly suggest to follow these guidelines because it will make your code cleaner by making it readable and reusable. So here we can go through some of the rules, but for better understanding of all the different rules, you can follow this link that I've given on the top known as Clean Code JavaScript. So this is a repo where you can learn about all these things with examples to know these things better. So here I'll give you some of the guidelines that I think is very important. So let's start with the first one. Use meaningful and pronounceable variable names. So when you start naming your variables, normally we start it like nums or something like that. That's not a good choice. Whenever you're naming your variable, try to look at the value it holds and name it according to that. So here you can see I'm storing the name of a person. So I can name this variable to be something like username or just name. So naming it username is more meaningful and also easy to pronounce. Similarly, if we look at these values, so here we are storing a collection of even numbers in an array and we are calling it nums. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So rather than naming it nums, it's better if we can name it even numbers. So here if we move it down, these are some good practices and other one is a bad practice. One thing to notice is like when you are naming your variable, sometimes the name of the variable can get really long, and that is okay. It's better to have a long variable name that is meaningful and pronounceable than to have a small and the name that is not meaningful. So let's move on to the second one. Function names should say what they do. So function is store of action. They always do something. So it will always be a verb, something like get numbers, get odd numbers, add data, add student, remove student. So these are some of the actions that you will be performing using a function. So name your function based on the action that function performs. So here if you look at this function, this is an example of good function name. That is says get. Get is an action. So it's a good function name. Instead of get numbers, you can also call it get even numbers. Why? Because this function returns all the even numbers. So even if you call it get even numbers, it's a good practice. Let's move on to the next one. Don't add unneeded context. So here I have a variable named student that is an object that contains multiple key name, that is like student name, student age, and student marks. So whenever I'll want to use this, how can I use this? So I'll be using it like console.log student.studentName. So when you look at this log, you will see that we are saying student.studentName. It is unneeded context that we are adding. So student comes multiple times here. So whenever you name your variable to be student, it conveys the information that it is a student. So why not just change these keys to something like just name or age or marks. So when you have something like this, then accessing these variables will be something like student.name or student.age. So these are some bad practices and this is some good practices. So don't add unneeded context like this. This is small and easier to read because here we are saying student.name, student.age. So that is better. Let's move on to next. Here it says use default arguments in function. So let's see what goes wrong when we do not have default argument. We'll go ahead and comment it, otherwise we'll get error messages. Use default arguments in function. So we have a function named full name. So what happens when we call it? Because we know how this function works, we are sending two parameters, array and star. What if we don't know and by mistake we just send one parameter? If we press enter, we'll see it became array undefined. But was it something that you expected? Not at all, because we don't want something like that. And if there is a chances of it becoming empty, rather use default parameter. So I'll default the value of first name or last name to empty string. So whenever you don't pass the value of first or last name, it will fall back to empty string. And now if we will not pass the second name, even in that case we'll get ARIA. So this is better than having ARIA undefined. So whenever you can, try using default arguments. Next is prefer using const over late and var. So let's look at the use case here. What is happening? So here we have two variables, num and second num. Here we are logging the value of num by using change and assign operator plus plus. So we are changing the value of num. So in that case, defining the variable using late is a good practice. But let's move on to the next one. Here we have a variable second num and the value is 100. It's never changing in this context. So rather than using late, it's better to use const because the value of this variable is not changing. And also it is better because const and late create block scope, so it will not go out of the block. And in that way, you can use the same variable name in different blocks. Moving on to last one, that is make your function as pure as possible. So in general terms, a pure function is a function that doesn't do anything out of the context of the function. So in this context, you can see that we do not have a variable name, first name and last name. We are using it from the global scope. So this is not a pure function. So what if you call the function get full name? You will get ARIA star because the value of first name is ARIA and last name is star. If by mistake some other operation changes the value of first name to something else like John, again if you call the function, you will get John star. So the definition of pure function is also when you call a function with same parameter, it should always return the same value. Here it is not doing that. It's because we are calling it here, it returns ARIA star. Here we are calling it with no parameter, it is still returning John star. So that is not a good thing. The way to make this pure is by accepting whatever variable it is acting on. So here we need two variables. So instead of having it here in the global scope, why not have it like an argument? So first name and last name. Now, if we go ahead and perform the same thing, that is first name, it will return nan. We go ahead and change first name and call it again. It will return nan again. So it is returning the same value even if you're changing the value because this function is only acting in this context. So if we call this value with two arguments like John and second is Snow, we'll get John Snow even if we change the value of first name to ARIA or anything else XYZ and call this function again, we'll get the same output. So now this function is pure because whatever value you are getting in as argument, you are acting on them and returning them. So that makes it a pure function. So in this way, we learned about some of the guidelines that we should follow when we are writing code that makes the code reusable, readable, and easy to refactor.